Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Home Service Hustle. I'm your host, Jonathan Bannister, and today I'm with Matthew Yates. He is the founder of Yates Maintenance, Heating and Air out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Matthew, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great, man. So super cool. You and your wife started the business in 2009. Tell me a little bit about what pushed y'all in that direction and what made it a husband and wife duo to starting out.
Oh, well, she helps out a lot. So I just was working for another company, and I just felt like I could go out and do my own thing and just be honest with people. Some of the other, companies we work for just a little bit not, so we're just trying to do the best thing we could to help the customers out. So we decided to start our own deal, and it's been great.
So, I mean, obviously, 16 years now?
Yes, sir.
You've had the business. What was that like? I've interviewed a lot of people that were technicians or installers or, sales managers at companies and then felt like, I can do that. And I think that's a lot of times what we find is owners that obviously worked for someone else before. What are some of the things that you have learned, especially the first couple years that you didn't know when you went out on your own?
Oh man, probably just dealing with the money side, the people, just trying, there's a lot more to it than what you think, just going to do service work.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of stuff on the backside that people don't understand that you got to do that I did not understand.
I love it.
Yes. There's a lot of, just a lot of backdoor stuff that you got to take care of.
So your journey from service technician to you and your wife, founding the Yates Maintenance is a super cool story, and I want to hear more about it. How did your early experiences in the field, like, because that's where you came from and decided to start your business? How did those early experiences in the field shape the core values of like honesty, integrity, and communication and excellence that your company is known for today? How did that help?
Oh yeah, just like you said, doing the service calls, making sure people understand what you had, what the problem was, being honest with them, showing what you had wrong with the system, just letting them know everything. And that's kind of where I thought I based that, like just communication, being honest with the customer, let them know, showing them what they had the problem was. That that just kind of helped us out, learning on how to do it.
I love it. And was that something that where you worked previously, like you saw flaws or gaps in their system that you said, if I ever had my own company, like this is something I'd be fixing?
Oh yes, 100%. So that's what I was like, just, you got to be honest with them. You don't want to tell them stuff that they don't want to know, that they don't need. And, and that's kind of what I thought. I was like, when I started this, I want to be honest with them, tell them what they need. Don't try to sell them stuff that they don't need. Yeah. And, and that's kind of where I thought I would, and just communication. I like to be communication with people and let them know, kind of we're on our way, where, technicians coming and all that. So they didn't, they just didn't have that kind of stuff and the plan of how to get there and let everybody know how when they're coming and the stuff to fix,
So let's talk about your wife in the business. So Misty, she's clearly played a crucial role in the early days of Yates and probably still today. How is that partnership? How has that influenced the way that y'all lead and grow the company?
Oh, it's great. She helps me do everything. So, I mean, it's if I couldn't do without her, for sure. She does a lot for us. I mean, she just keeps us all in line for sure and gets everything in order and helps keep everything going for sure.
There's probably other people out there that'll hear this and listen to it that spouse may work in some aspects of the business, and some out there probably say like, I would never want my wife working in the business.
That's what I hear a lot. Yeah,
it's clearly work for you guys. Yeah, I'm sure you have guys tell you all the time, like, I don't know how the hell you do that.
I hear it every day. They're like, I don't know how you work with your wife every day. See her every day. I'm like, man, if I couldn't do it without her, I guarantee you.
Right, exactly. I think that just shows a lot about that person's marriage. But what advice?
She knows how to do the rules and to follow the procedures and all the stuff we have and all that. And I'm the opposite. So I like to just go and do it. But she's a rule follower for sure and make sure it's all done correctly.
So maybe that's the key, right? Is maybe finding the strengths and weaknesses in each other and making sure that person is there to work on your weaknesses and vice versa.
Definitely. We definitely help each other out on that aspect for sure.
I love it. So congratulations on the ICP Dealer of the Year award this year. y'all have achieved a lot of rewards over the years. What specific strategies or practices do you believe that have been key to the success in a competitive market like Little Rock?
I say the same, just being honest with the people and then telling them, what they need and what they don't need, and just kind of being, helping them out on their situation. Like you said, make sure they got in air quality. Just being honest with them, let them know what they got, what they need. Don't, just sell them the best system that's for their needs.
So how do you, it's easy for you to say that you're the owner, that's what you believe in. How do you express that and do that at scale? So how do you get these many Matthews lined up that are feeling and speaking the same culture?
So we just train our techs to we have meetings and train them to tell them, hey, this is, how the systems work and how they operate and how it helps them functionally. And they just, they kind of go in and help us sell them. The techs do a good job on selling. So they sell on site a lot of the times, and they will just, tell them how the systems are efficient and how it works better for them. And it just, it just works out, and they just do a good job on site.
How often do y'all train?
Oh, we train once a week. We train every Monday, and then then I have training through ICP too that we do. So we have continuous training, but we train once a week in the office.
And that's role playing as well?
Oh, we do a lot of role playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, and that's what you have to do, right? And a lot of people don't like it. It's uncomfortable for some.
It is kind of awkward.
Right? But I think I believe that what they're going to do in front of their peers is a pretty clear indication of what they're going to do in somebody's home. And if you think that they're going to all of a sudden remember the process and the script or whatever in the home, but they can't do it in front of you, like you're pretty wrong.
That's correct. Yeah. So once they learn it a couple times, now it's easy to them. Now they're, it's just like pretty simple because now they know how to do it. Once you do it 2 or 3 times, they've got it down. How to talk to them and let them know.
I know you've mentorship is important for you. So your company culture emphasizes mentorship and a servant attitude. Can you share some examples of how you foster this culture within your team and how it impacts the performance of your team?
So like, say that one more time, then I guess.
Like you being a mentor and having this servant attitude, like just share some examples of what you do under that category and then how that's impacted your team's performance.
Yeah, I just try to teach them to help them out any way you can. Tell them like the customers, like service them, like just going, anything they need help with, just help them. We try to make sure they get anything they need. We try to help them. I try to teach them to be communication with them and get everything taken care of for the customer.
I love it. And has that 16 years, has it like maybe walk people through where you are today as a business leader and where you were when you started? Like, obviously you've probably grown, both personally and professionally over the years, but
oh yes, sir.
What advice do you give someone that's not in business 16 years, right? They're maybe only been in business a couple years. What have been some of the biggest things that you've learned that you could give as advice as a leader, where to start and where to go fix some things?
Yeah, I think answering the phone is very important. I think communication is very important. I think following up with your customers is very important. That's kind of what I tell some other people. I'm like, y'all got to answer the phone. You got to communicate. Communication is kind of big on me, but like they got to understand and tell the customer the problem, show them the problem, and just you got to follow up with them and just be honest with them. Just honesty is key, in my opinion.
And some people let me ask you this: how do you compensate your guys that are selling? Do you have comfort consultants only that are commission only?
No, sir. Our techs usually sell for us, and then they get commissions off their sales.
Okay. And so like what you're saying there, about, they got to be honest. They've got to communicate. How do you now 16 years in, how do you help draw that line in the sand of, where is crossing that line or staying in the gray area of educating, but they got a responsibility to go sell because they know they make more money the more that they sell, right? So what do you as a leader, how do you teach or advise there?
I want to talk. I probably just tell the customer, I mean, just be honest with them. Like I said, don't sell them they don't need, but just let them know that what could help them in the system and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want them to sell anything they don't need for sure. Um, I don't know how to.
Well, let's talk about community involvement. I know y'all are very active from trade workshops, sponsoring homeschool co-op lunches. Talk to me a little bit about what some of these events and community involvements that y'all have been a part of, what has that impact been like for your brand?
It's been good. So we do some like summer fun days where they'll have like a little picnic at the park and they'll do some different things and kids come and stuff. It's just a good thing for them. I mean, then we do, like you said, the homeschool sponsorships. It just gets your branding out and your name out. So it just helps them out too. I mean, it just kind of lets help sponsor some of that stuff.
What kind of things are y'all working on for like not when we say we'll talk about marketing in a second, but on branding, making sure that the community knows who you guys are and what y'all are about and what y'all stand for. What are some of those things that y'all are working on or are important to y'all?
Yeah, like you said, just the marketing is going to be important, and we're trying to get some of that going. Just being having your name out there and your branding, just trying to get it all out. Where is that what you're saying? Like something like that? Yeah, just I mean anything we can, just to try to get the branding out for sure.
Have y'all ever done any big branding like TV, radio, billboards, any of that?
We have done some billboards. We've done some radio station stuff. But I guess mainly just like the Facebook and Googles and stuff like that.
Right.
But we're trying, we have done some billboards. We're actually looking at another one right now to get one of those out. And I've done a couple of radio stations, which I'm kind of looking at that right now too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love asking these questions to someone that in different phases or years of their business, right? Because you're 16 years in, you said you've done some billboards, you've done some radio or TV in the past.
Yeah.
And talking to you, like I would be willing to bet that there's some of those times you've done that in the past where you're like, we're stopping this, it's not working.
I've done that a bunch.
We're spending money where we're not seeing the return, right? But now here you are 16 years later, or 16 years as a leader and a business owner, and you're entertaining it again. And I think a lot of people miss that TV, radio, and billboards, like their purpose is to strengthen the brand. The purpose is to bring awareness that you're in the community. They're not necessarily directly should correlate to a phone call. Like you shouldn't necessarily put a phone number even on a billboard, because it's like, or you really think someone's gonna be driving by at 70 miles an hour and hold on a second, let me type that in or take a picture. Like, right. But I think people are looking for like, what is that return gonna get me, right? But you got to look at the long, it's a 2-3 year investment sometimes, right?
Yes,
I think people are always looking for that magic pill and that silver bullet to instantly, bring in business. And I think a lot of times, that is Google, that is Yelp or Angie's List or some of those other crappy platforms to bring in leads. And a lot of times people say they're bad leads. Well, it's like, well, what do you expect? Because they have a problem, but they don't know who you are. So they just want you to get there as fast as you can and fix it as cheap as you can and get out as fast as you can. Right.
That's right.
There's no way to really build that trust and credibility with that customer if you haven't invested into them beforehand, like told them who you are and why you're so great and, whatever. Okay. So let's talk about what now on the marketing side. What has been something that you've learned over, let's say, the last 5 or 6 years on marketing that you can give advice to people of what not to do or what to do that you learned?
Man, I think the Google ads is really good. We've done a lot of Google we got a lot of good Google reviews, so that's good. I think that's good because people look at that and they look at your reviews and then they look off that. So that's been a really good marketing process there.
Nice.
That's really, I mean, word of mouth is kind of where we are. We do a lot of word of mouth. That's how most people got my name and numbers, from word of mouth. Wow. Google's probably the only advertising I've done lately, just because it's just everybody's just calling me, from somebody's got my number from somebody.
Yeah. So what about maintenance contracts? How long have y'all been doing it? How much do y'all charge? What does the person get? And how many do y'all have now? And what are you hoping to get to?
Oh, we probably got, we got 300 probably maintenance plans. I think it's like 169 or something. I think for
Okay.
one visit, and then, but I mean, yeah, we try to grow the service plans for sure. It just the customer trusts you when you have a service plan because you've been taking care of their systems.
That's
So I
right.
like the service plans for sure.
Yeah. I think, my advice to contractors is grow that plan, get it as
Yeah,
cheap as you have to, because that's always going to be your cheapest place to market to people,
market.
or your lowest lead is ever going to be from somebody that you already got their contact and you got a little bit of their trust. Hopefully you got a lot of bit of their trust. But if you had 3,000 of those, and that's going to be a large percentage of your revenue every year is going to be directly tied to those people, because
Mm-hmm.
if you've been cleaning their stuff and being honest and fair with them like y'all do, they're not calling anybody else, because they're not going to trust the other person that they're going to call, even if you may be a little more expensive than the guy down the road. They don't
Yeah.
trust that it's going to be the same quality of work.
Yeah, so we definitely I try to get my guys to sell a service plan on every call. I mean, they try to get them on a maintenance plan for sure.
So let's talk about the future. What does the next 12 to 18 months look like for the Yates team?
Just keep growing. I mean, I like to keep growing and doing more, selling more service plans, a little bit more marketing, advertising stuff, just to try to get it growing a little bit more. Like I said, keep your brand out there a little more, because the branding is what, when people see your branding, then they know who you are more.
Yeah.
And then they get more phone calls. But yeah, just taking care of the customers you got too. I mean, they're the loyal customers to you. So if you take care of them and treat them right, that's a good, they keep coming back to you too, for sure.
I love it. All right. So this is the part of the show where I ask some rapid fire questions, and you just shoot from the hip and give me your answer. All right. And it's not air condition related either. So you have to just pull what pops up. So Matthew's childhood hero.
Oh man.
It could be Spider-Man to Jesus, I mean, like, just think of, who that was.
Robert Duvall. I like Lonesome Dove. I liked him.
Oh, that's a good one. I've never heard that one before. That's a good answer. A famous person, they can be dead or alive, but a famous person that you would invite to dinner to have a conversation with.
Oh man. That might be Robert Duvall too. I think he'd be
Misty needs to figure out how to get on the phone with Robert Duvall.
Yeah, no,
and
for
get
sure.
this going, right?
Yeah, I like him. He's a good dude. I mean,
what's the most adventurous thing Matthew's ever done?
Oh man, maybe like a skydive thing, like a bungee skydiving thing. I've done that before, like at a park, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about skydiving? Will you
I didn't go skydiving. It's on like a bungee thing at
Yeah, but will you try skydiving out?
No, I will not. No. No, sir.
What is something surprising that a lot of people don't know about you?
Oh man, I don't know about that one. Man, I don't know.
I'll give you an easier one. If you had to make if you were forced to make a sudden career change today, what would you do?
Man.
I'll give you a good one, maybe like maybe a duck hunting guide.
Oh yeah, I could do that, or a fishing guide. I'd like to go on a fishing boat and guide that. That would be.
I have heard that a few times. They're like, well, I went with this on this hunt recently with this guide, and they were like, I want to do what that guy does. I was like,
yeah,
all right,
because we duck hunt a lot, so yeah, duck hunting guide would be good. I'd like to have a duck lodge and guide. That'd be fun.
And beach or mountains?
Oh, beach.
Yeah. All right. And the last one I always ask is, does Matthew believe in aliens?
No. No.
No? Okay. No. So you think that we're the only thing that exists, huh? Like, we're pretty silly. There's people out there that do some silly stuff, Matthew. So
for sure.
I would hope there was something else out there, maybe a little more intelligent than we are, that looks at us sometimes and goes like, look at these people and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, man, look, I appreciate you coming on for the interview. I wish you and Misty and the team at Yates nothing but success in 2026. And I always like to invite people to come back on in the future to give us a follow-up of how things are going, because this show is to help educate the the people of today and the contractors of tomorrow in any way that they can help learn and grow from other people's successes or failures. So I appreciate you coming on, and we'll definitely have you back in the future.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Matthew.